All right, welcome back to Pharmacist on Call. Your host, your community pharmacist, Dr. Sean Pruitt. We're going to get right back into your calls. We've got Laura on line one. Laura, welcome to Pharmacist on Call. How may we help you?
Hello.
Hello.
Question on Lyrica.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a prescription that runs out March the 1st, 2016.
Yes, ma'am.
But my physician passed away on Tuesday. And when I went to go, I had actually called it in 5 days before he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
But when I went to the doctor's office on Tuesday before he passed away, they kept telling me that I couldn't get a new prescription at all, but I had to now start doing a urinalysis for it. Is that a new law that you have to have a urinalysis to have Lyrica?
What was their reasoning?
They did not tell me.
I would not say...
That said that it passed back last year in 2014, and I'm going, now wait a minute, I've been getting Lyrica through Pfizer through the mail, but I know that they were very upset and everything because that wasn't the normal staff there,
mm-hmm.
because the doctor wasn't in the office. So, but they told me, they said, no, we won't give you a prescription without you giving us a urinalysis.
Was this a pain clinic?
No, it was my regular primary care physician's office.
That is odd. Is it a law? No, ma'am. Now, it may be a policy or guidelines that the clinic operates by. So
now, it has not been that until, maybe he was just going to implement it,
mm-hmm.
but it has not. I have not had any trouble until this when I was trying to get my new prescription, because he was trying to increase me up to 100 twice a day.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's what I was trying to do, was get my new prescription as 100 twice a day, because he put me on 25 milligrams twice a day and said increase it to get you up to the 100 twice a day.
Okay.
And that's what I started doing, and that's where I had gotten myself.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm back down to the prescription where I'm only going to have 25 milligrams twice a day again. And so
I'm thinking that should be charted, that he had in the charts that he had intent to increase you to 100 milligrams twice a day.
Right. So, but like I said, they were so, the receptionist was out sick. The person who normally did the nursing part, she was having to take the front desk. And then they had called in a nurse, and then I don't know who the other person was, but it just was totally chaos Tuesday.
It looks like that they may be asking for the urinalysis to verify that you do have the medication in your system, that you are supposed to be getting it. And I don't know if they just don't have access to the medical records, and so to verify what you're saying, they need to find traces of Lyrica in your urine.
Well, I had the medicine bottle in my hand.
Yeah, then I don't understand the need for urinalysis.
And so I was just confused. So I thought, well, maybe it was a law that changed with the new laws with everything that I was not aware of. Because I know that you have to with the other some of the other medications that I take.
Yeah, even though it's narcotic, it's not what I would consider a what are those ARCOS reportable drugs. It's something that they heavily monitor and watch. Lyrica, to that effect, I think be something that would be under the radar compared to some of the other prescription medications that are out there. They may be, since you're telling me this is a regular doctor's office, they may just want to be doing a urinalysis, check your renal function, to check every other thing. Since it is the beginning of the year, maybe part of a physical.
Well, that wasn't what they told me. They told me they were doing urinalysis on every patient that day.
Okay, yeah, and they may just be doing that across the board, and they may have some patients who do get narcotics, and so what they did is lump you in with them when all you're taking is Lyrica, then you should be okay. But it looks like you may just be...
The one I do take, but that she didn't ask me what other medicines I take. She just, that was the one I needed a refill on.
Yes, ma'am.
And I mean, I had a prescription for one, and of course, he had refilled it. I mean, he had given me that prescription last month.
Yes, ma'am.
So I went to go get it filled today, and they said, "Oh, well, it's not due to be filled till tomorrow, so we'll fill it tomorrow." And that was with another pharmacist. But the rest of them, but the other one, they said, I have a bottle, and it doesn't expire till March 1st, 2016, but they won't, they tell me that this was the last refill I could get. And that doesn't make sense with me.
Well, I would just tell you, at my practice, I would be reluctant to fill. Actually, I don't fill for physicians who have passed away. Because basically, if something happens, there's no liability, and it would actually all be on me. So I would require you to get, but it looks like you did the right thing by trying to get a prescription from your clinic.
Right.
It's just that they didn't want to work with you there.
I didn't know he had expired until later on. I was there several hours, and then, of course, he had passed away that morning.
Okay.
That I'm aware of, as far as I'm aware of. But still, it was quite confusing.
Yeah, but to answer your question, no, ma'am, it has nothing to do with legality. So, no, there is no law requiring you to do a urinalysis for Lyrica.
For the Lyrica, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I have been told several different questions, several different answers, and I'm going, okay. Then I want to have a definite yes or no.
Yeah, no, that is not.
I'll call the pharmacist on the call, and I'll ask you.
Yes, ma'am. No, that is not a legal requirement.
All right. You have a great day, and Happy New Year.
Yes, ma'am. Happy New Year to you, too.
Thank you.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye-bye. All right, Stephanie on line 3. Welcome to Pharmacist on Call. How may we help you?
Well, just a comment to start with.
Yes, ma'am.
On the marijuana use, the federal government is doing a study.
Oh, okay.
And it's where you stay with them for 6 months, stay at their facility if you're on opiates or pain meds. And I'd like that to go through myself because it does help. It doesn't take it all away, but it calms things down for me.
So what benefit have you found from it? I mean, what condition are you using it to treat?
Well, they say it's fibromyalgia,
Okay.
mononeuropathy. They tested me for RA. I've got a lot of joint things. But how it calms me down, I don't know if it helps with the fibromyalgia, but it seems to.
Yes, ma'am. No, I've read studies. Yes, it does have a pain-relieving effect. So you're absolutely correct.
And another question.
Yes, ma'am.
Like oxycodone and morphine and all this,
Yes, ma'am.
the federal government actually telling these doctors to stop prescribing it.
Okay, one more time, ma'am.
Federal government, from what my doctor's telling me, and cut them back, take them off of it completely.
I do not believe that. I think that Big Pharma would be raising a big stink about that because that is probably a multi-billion-dollar business. And so I cannot see that I see the federal government wants to decrease the amount that we're using, but to cut everyone off, I think would not be wise. You have people who have cancer, people who are legitimately needing this medication, and then you have a lot of people who do not need this medication. So I think that is where the federal government's efforts are, to decrease the amount of medication for those who do not need it.
All right. Well, I've been with this pain management group for almost 15 years,
Yes, ma'am.
and I would love to not take these meds, but I would love to not hurt like I do. And if they can come up with another solution, we've tried nerve blocks and other things that sometimes they work for a short period of time, but then it stops. And so to me, if that's the only thing working, I don't see how they could take it away.
I agree. Now, what they're doing is they're looking at certain measures to make sure that people who are taking it are appropriate patients like you, who've tried a number of different things. In fact, there was the Tennessee Department of Health just released something a couple of days ago, because as you're aware, there's a monitoring database that tracks everything that you're getting. And so that monitoring database has had a sizable effect on decreasing the doctor shopping and the pharmacy hopping and all that, because we're now able to track those people who are not doing right that have pain medication. So those are the kinds of efforts that the federal government is working towards, getting the people who don't need the medications away from those medications.
All right. Mm-hmm. And I agree with that, because I've talked to a few people that do that, and it hurts the ones who really need it.
Yes, ma'am. I agree.
That was it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All righty. All right, bye-bye. All right, everyone. Thank you for those calls. We're going to be right back. Stay right there on those lines.